Welcome back to Artismos, my on-again, off-again, 2-year running drawing podcast. In today's episode, I'm gonna be drawing all the messed up, crazy shit you guys have been asking me to draw in my last video. And so the way this works is these are going to be speed drawings because I already drew all of these before. Sorry if you wanted to see live drawings, that's not what this episode's gonna be though. The app that I use to draw is kind of cool in that it like records everything like you draw and all that. So that's kind of cool, like that's how I'm capturing all these drawings, but it also kind of messes up in the recording, so if anything looks kind of weird, that's why. I'll put up the final drawing so you can see that like any weird mistakes I end up getting fixed when I do that. And so our first request comes in from Annie, or Anni, or I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but it's a frog with a cowboy hat, and so I obliged. I made a good little boy here. See, he's got his eyes, he goes to school on time, he eats his vegetables, he doesn't make a fuss, and see, he's just a better man than most of us could ever hope to be. And just adding in some color here and making him a proper little yee boy. In a minute, his colors are gonna get kind of like fucked up, but remember, that's the capture's fault, it's not mine. And so there he is. He's just a good little man, and you know, I think he deserves your respect. You know, don't you? Don't you think you owe him some respect at least? And here our next request comes in from El Marcelo99. Sorry if I'm butchering that name as well. But yeah, it's just Mario and Luigi in the South Park art style. I got a bunch of South Park requests, which was, you know, only to be expected. So I obliged a couple of them. I didn't really want to do too many just to have this video overloaded with South Park stuff. But you know, here's one. And my next one is also a South Park thing. From Destiny Clear, a request to draw Eric Cartman, but with Peter Griffin's face, and so that's exactly what this is. I used a Cartman head that I had already drawn before for an upcoming project, but I'm just going to leave that there. So I used that as a base, so if anyone says, you just took that off the internet and used it. No, I didn't. I drew everything here myself. So yeah, you can see there that there's a little mess up on Cartman, or Peter Griffin Cartman's hat. Again, that's just with the capture, not with, you know, nothing to do with what I've done. It's all Color's fault, I'm telling you folks. And so yeah, I just got some layering here. I tend to, you know, make things invisible to make other layers easier to work with at times. And so yeah, there we go. That's Peter Griffin Cartman. And then Ryan here, no, I'm not gonna say their last name because that's a swear word and mommy says I'm not supposed to cuss in my videos anymore, but they requested for me to draw an eldritch horror version of Squidward. I don't really know what that means, so I just took that to mean like draw a horror-inspired Squidward thing. So I just sort of drew Squidward here pulling a Cthulhu. I kind of like how it came out, but I also wish I had more skill to make it look better, but there you go, Squidward, fucking world destroyer. Here we got the request from Jam to draw a screaming man piercing another man's ears with his noise. So yeah, here's that is because that's how language works. Yep, and there it is, just an annoying screaming man screaming at this poor little man over here. Next up here, we've got Yusko's horrid request to have Milhouse letting out a nice fart, and I feel like that's Yusko's exact fetish here. Like, I don't think you just ask for that as like a haha, as like a funny. I feel like Yusko actually like has a deep-seated desire to see that, and I don't think that I want to oblige. You know, I don't think I want to supply Yusko with that sort of material. So instead, what I've done here is I've opted to draw Milhouse reacting to Yusko's comment here. And Yusko, if you're watching this one, I want you to just take a good hard look at the effect you're having on Milhouse here. He's seeing this and he's not impressed. You can see here, by the way, I'm coloring his shirt the wrong color, but I'm about to correct it. See there, and yeah, he's just looking at his computer like he's not pleased with this. He's not happy. He's freaked out, as I think any of us would be reading something of this nature. So you just think about that before you go around saying stuff like that. This request comes in from tinaycarr. I can't feature the whole comment on screen because it's a lot, and you know, frankly, it would take up the entire screen. But you know, it's just mostly like a backstory about how they came up with this concept, which is a floating cereal bowl with a Fruit Loop face, purple tentacles, and a cape. And so that's exactly what I've drawn here. Is just that. He's got his power stance. He's commanding his army around. He's doing all kinds of frankly horrid shit that he's definitely a domestic terrorist. I can tell just by looking at him that he's up to some fucking evil. Don't be fooled by his grin. It's all a ruse. He's just like Jeffrey Dahmer. That's how he lures you in with his with his personality. But moving on. Then coming in from Squidwardo the Third, we gotta draw a blue Pikmin. So here he is, a cute little blue Pikmin being born right before your eyes. Admittedly, I've never played the Pikmin games, but my best friend Peter, he's like a huge fan. So, you know, maybe I should give them a try. They look like pretty cool games, like, you know, pretty, like, thoroughly thought out, and, like, you know, I've always liked the concept of, like, being, like, a little tiny character in a huge world, so, I don't know, maybe I could get into them if I ever get the chance, but, yeah, here's the blue Pikmin. And then from Tyler here, sorry I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name because I 100% know I'm going to butcher it, but Tyler asks for a wholesome little turtle, and here he is, you know, he's living his life, doing his best, and that's about all I can say on that. You know, he's great. And just real quick, I'm going to leave this turtle up on screen while I explain that I'm sorry to all of you whose requests I didn't get to, but I got, like, around 100 requests, so getting to all of them was just simply going to be impossible. So yeah, my bad. But moving right along, Diana is a weird potato too, suggested that I draw a pineapple with a smiley face, and so yeah, that's exactly what this is here. I mean, I think I'm not too good at drawing pineapples. In retrospect, I'm pretty sure the leaves are supposed to face upward, and I drew them facing downward, but I tried. Then coming in from Loafer, or Lofar, or, you know, however it's intended to be pronounced, we got a massive, massive pink monkey, and there he is, just kind of sitting down, having a good old think about his life. You know, he's sitting there, he's definitely, like, waiting for his stimulus check, but he's being patient about it, you know, he could do without the money, but he just would appreciate the little bit of extra help. I don't know, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But yeah, he's sitting there waiting for his stimulus check, patiently like a good little lad, and he's pink, he's a monkey, and that's about all you need to know about his backstory. Oh, also that he's an anti-hero, so yeah, there's that aspect about him. You know, this happy, smiling facade he's got going on here is just that, it's a facade. He gets up to some serious business that you don't know about. You know, just last week he had to go get this, like, banana, and it was like a whole deal. So yeah, he's got a lot going on in his life. I hope you appreciate all he does for our nation. And from Ricky Brickley, we got to draw Charlie Brown. It's funny, when I got this request, I just watched or when I noticed this request, rather, I just watched that Flash Gets cartoon. And I gotta say, any Flash Gets fans in the audience, I gotta say, I did not like Racist Mario, but so for the longest time I thought I didn't like them, but I gotta say, like, their other cartoons are pretty damn good. You know, I started getting into them because I was listening to the Cream Crew podcast a lot, and yeah, I gotta say, they got some good animations, and here's Charlie Brown being foul. And yeah, that's all she wrote for this video, but don't worry, this is just part 1. I'm going to be doing a part 2, and maybe even a part 3 if I go back through that comment section and find even more requests that I didn't notice before. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing these. It's just, you know, gotta space them out. I gotta probably get a South Park video out soon, you know, to keep interest in the channel. So look forward to my next video, the retrospective on South Park Season 2, and also look forward to the next episodes of Artismos, where I'll be going over more of your requests. So don't worry if I missed yours. I might get to it in one of the next parts, and if I don't, sorry! But yeah, that's all for this video. Hasta la pasta!